you're having a great day today. All right, today is our Less Stuff, More Life video for you. This is the time of the week that I challenge you to change something in your home, in your own life, that is going to benefit you in a positive way, whether that be emotionally, physically, or spiritually. So this week we have been going through, I'm going to link the playlist if you want to watch the other ones that we did. It's all based on my book, Less Stuff, More Life. This is not a plug for the book. The book is free. You can go, there's a link below, you can click it, it'll take you to my blog, and you can download the book as a PDF for free. You don't have to sign up, you don't have to do anything. There's no like, get it for 10 days free and then it's gonna expire. No, you just have it. I'm just gonna give it away so you can follow along with us. So if you're wondering which one to watch or which one you wanna do, it's a good little tool to have. So this is all different challenges and things that you can do to apply that'll help make your life better. So this week is going to be week 11. Oh my goodness, we've been doing this for 11 weeks. I remember when I did like 2 and I'm like, I'll have 2 in the playlist. Now we have 11 in the playlist. So this week is going to be to switch to all natural cleaners. Now, I think when you say that, you go, oh, wait a minute, those are so expensive. Those natural cleaners cost a lot of money, Amy. Yes, they do. If you buy the name brand ones and the ones that are, you know which ones I'm talking about, and they smell great, they're wonderful, and they are all natural. But do you know that you can just get back to a basis for cleaning and have it work really well in your home, and it's cheap? Yes, it is. So I know, like, a lot of people are concerned about, like, natural eating and all the pesticides in our food and all these things, and do the non-GMO and the, organic and this and that and all these things. But sometimes we don't even think about, like, the things that we clean with. Okay, so we're breathing in those things all the time. You're wiping those things down. Your kids are touching those things. You're putting your hands in it, and it's like coating on your skin. And what got me, this was way back in the day, I wrote this book a long time ago. I had little kids and they were crawling on the floor. Well, you know what? Every day I would get up and sweep my floor and I'd wash my floor because I didn't want them touching the dirty footprints or the dirty this. And you know what I wash with? Cleaners. So what do those babies do? Those babies drool, and then their drool touches that poison, and then they take their hands in it and then they put it all in their mouth, or they're breathing those things off the ground. I would go clean my bathroom and I'd be like, oh, it stinks like urine. Let me do a name brand smelly thing in here and clean it. And then you're smelling all those chemicals and it just smells so pretty. But it's just more covering up the urine mess, or spraying it down so it smells better, or air fresheners in the air so it doesn't stink. Then you're breathing all those chemicals back in. I remember cleaning bathrooms and going, my toddler would follow behind me and I'd be like, oh no, go out, mommy's cleaning the bathroom. And I'd have to shun them away and then keep that bathroom door shut so no chemicals would be, around them. And then I'd open that door up and all those things would just go into my house. What? They're still gonna go in the house. What was I thinking? Not very smart. And so I think nowadays a lot of people are more open to how bad chemicals are for you. I mean, you can walk down the laundry detergent aisle in the grocery store, right? And you can just smell how toxic and strong they are. So this isn't going to be a plug for any certain kind. I'm just going to share with you what my journey was and how I made better steps to all natural. Do I use 100%? Absolutely not. I use dishwashing crystals. I use detergent soap. But I'm going to share with you just some baby steps. You don't have to switch to the name brand and spend $5 a bottle of spray stuff. You can start it really cheap. I went out of this out of necessity. I went out of like, okay, what is going to be the cheapest thing for my family? Because cleaners were a lot when I was buying them every single month, and then they were just smelling up and breathing in, and it wasn't good to do. And I know now when people give us, give us hand-me-down clothes, things like that, and I get them, and that they've wash them in really perfumey laundry detergents, we are sneezing, noses are running, and I'm like, and when you're around it all the time, you get so numb to it, you don't even think about it. I remember cleaning with the chemicals in the bathroom, and it was just the natural smell of bleach and the natural smell of toxic. But then when you're not by that all the time and you come back to it, you're like, oh gosh, it's so strong. Same thing like when you're eating healthy and you don't eat sugar, and you wean yourself off that, and then you go back to having it, you're like, oh, that's so sweet. But for the average person, they're so used to such a high intake of sugar that they don't even notice that. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I know for myself, it's helped me. Like, I know when I clean with chemicals, and I clean, most of my cleaning is vinegar. Vinegar is like the wonder, I have to go get wonder tool that cleans everything, and it's amazing. And what I've learned is if things stink, if you clean up the source of it, it doesn't smell anymore. Hello. But most cleaners and chemicals just coat things, and they never actually get rid of the source of the smell. So I know the last few weeks when everybody was sick, I had bought a bottle of a natural cleaner. It was Brandless is the name. Not promoting Brandless. It works good. I bought it because I wanted to get the spray bottle, and I know that Lauren likes the other name brand cleaners, and so I thought, why don't I get this, because it was literally $1, and see how it compares and see if she likes it. Well, I know just cleaning, I was trying to use it up, having a bottle, spraying off countertops, wiping it, using it on the floor, using it in the bathrooms, and then touching it with my hands, like how my hand, I was like, oh, my hands are so dry. And I'm like, I used to always put lotion on my hands. Every single day of my life, I'd have a bottle of lotion in my kitchen because my hands would get so dry. And I'm like, it's because of all the chemicals. It like just strips your body of that natural stuff that should be on top. And so I found that when I use even this, which is a more natural, no, it's non-toxic, EPA safer choice formula, no phthalates, removes dirt, grime, Brandless, but it is better. It's gluten-free, non-GMO, good stuff, but still full of chemicals and stuff. So I found that when I use those, I definitely can tell a difference in how everything feels, and it coats things. I didn't realize, like, I know I used it on my floor one time, and I was like, you can just feel the coating on it. I know my windows, we've gone to just using water and a window cloth here. I do use Norwex cloths. You don't have to. They do have window cloths, microfiber ones that do clean, other brands, so you can have them. I'm trying to think the other name. There's another cloth that is the same kind of thing. We have found that just by using this and water, cleans my windows and mirrors beautifully. I would always get window cleaner and spray my things down and wipe it, and it looked good. I used newspaper, was a good way. Then I found baby diapers. Baby diapers work awesome for cleaning windows. I don't have a baby diaper anymore because I don't have any babies, but the nice cloth diapers work amazing. Look in the baby aisle. They might even sell them. Amazon probably sells them, I'm sure. But the thick ones, those clean really well and get all the fuzzies off and all the dust. So then when we went to the natural one and just started using this, I was like, it was so foggy and streaky in my window. I was like, what is that? But I realized my mirrors and windows had a film from using the chemicals on the mirrors. And so I know I always tell people when they start using these cloths, remember when you first clean it, it's going to leave like it's going to look like it leaves a film, but it's going to be basically cleaning off the film from the chemicals that you had put on there before. So it's amazing what you get used to. So we use a lot of those, and I use a lot of microfiber cloths. This is another Norwex cloth I absolutely love. And I am going to share because I do think they're a little more expensive, but this is what we use. This and vinegar changed my life. That's what we use for our cleaning. I don't buy chemicals, I don't buy sprays, I don't buy the the liquid cleaners, any of that stuff. We just use water and vinegar. I used to have a steam mop that worked really good too for cleaning floors, but now I just use my cloth and vinegar and water. We do put essential oils in it. Do you have to? No. I just have a bunch. Lauren will give me her leftovers that she doesn't want, so I'll put those in because I would clean with spray with vinegar and things on the countertops. If the kids would be like, I don't like the smell of vinegar, and it literally smells for just a little bit and it dissipates. But to counter that, we just put, like, I don't know, I have a little spray bottle here, fill up with vinegar, and I put like 10 drops in there of whatever kind I like the I think the one's Joy. I think we even use Rose. That was a really good smelling one, like lemony, orangey. That's the kind I like to use. Those are all good steps to making a more healthier choice. So you guys do watch. I'm just gonna sit on the floor. I was like, do I go in the bathroom and film there? But you guys do watch my cleaning videos and my daily videos more than likely, and so you know what I do on a daily basis. I keep in my bathroom like a little bin, and it has a window cloth, 2 EnviroCloths, one for the toilet, one for the counters and floors and tub, and then I keep my powder crystals. I use Norwex crystals. You don't have to use those things, in my vinegar. What I found is just by replacing, you want to start small. This is what this is about, starting small. I'm not buying Norwex. I'm not sure. I'm not telling you that. I'm just telling you what I use and what I like right now. But you can start with just making your own cleaner. If you can just use vinegar. Literally put in a spray bottle. If you have essential oils, go ahead. And if not, that's okay. It might smell a little more vinegary and you get used to it, but it works. You spray it down and you just wipe it off. You can use any microfiber cloth, whatever you like. I just like these because they clean really well. Use them for your countertops. Use them for your table. Use them for your sinks. Use them for your bathroom. Now, when you need a little bit, and use them on your floors, you can do the same thing. Now, we used to make an all-purpose cleaner that I used it scrubbed with, and I have the recipe in my book here, and we used Castile soap. That was a really good alternative to dish soap, things like that. You can get a big bottle of I think it's Dr. Bronner's Castile soap. It's and it'll last you forever. We used to use it on the kids when they were little because they had eczema, chemicals, and all the stuff they had on their skin. And so I found just using good baby soap. I'm like, look at all the garbage you're putting in your kids' skin. We just do it all automatically. So I started buying Castile soap and washing their hair and cleaning them. And I'm like, wow, that works so much better, and they're not itchy. Hello. So I would use that, vinegar, a little bit of borax, baking soda, water. I used peppermint oil and tea tree, and I put in a squirt bottle and wipe things. I would mix that mixture up and do the floors with it, things like that. I also did a wood cleaner. I haven't done a wood cleaner in a long time because all my wood is painted now, but we had wood furniture and wood floors and wood, all these things. This was great, and it was olive oil, 1 cup of olive oil, and a half a cup of lemon juice. Mixing that up together. It doesn't mix well because it's oil and lemon juice separate, but you got to shake it up and then put it out on your floor. It gets the floor and your wood really nice. And then just use a cloth and wipe it off, because I would buy that orange cleaner and spray my cabinets, and it cleaned it off and it would condition them and look great. I don't do it now because I have white cabinets and painted cabinets, but when I have the wood, that, and then just use that and wipe it and then use a cloth and buff it off, that made a whole lot of difference in my stuff. And I was like, oh my goodness, who would have thought? Olive oil and lemon juice, hello. That was one we used. And then window cleaner. Again, I use water and my Norwex cloth now, but what I did to make the switch originally was you can make a water, alcohol, and vinegar. Think of isopropyl, is that how you say it? Isopropyl alcohol. It's 1 cup of each, 1 cup of water, 1 cup of alcohol, 1 cup of vinegar. And then I put a couple squirts of the Castile soap to help the grind, but you don't have to put that in there. And just shake that up, mix it, and spray it on your windows. I know even people said using straight like alcohol, like vodka, which I guess I didn't want to be in the grocery store buying vodka for my cleaner, so. But just that clear alcohol cleaning will help your windows clean. It's amazing. Even just using straight alcohol, like rubbing alcohol and wiping on there, is good, but you gotta be careful of your kids. So those were what steps that we made to make the change. We also used to make our own laundry soap, which was a huge cost saver for us and so much healthier. Like, again, my kids would have eczema, and any kind of cleaner I would use, they'd be all itchy and rashy. So I started buying the free, dye-free, clear-free, I think it was all. And then I was like, okay, why am I doing this? So I started making my own. And I will put, I don't do it anymore because I have a high-efficiency washer, and we wash in cold water. And I found that when you do that with that homemade soap, it doesn't always dissolve because it's more of a blob. It's like a gel blob, and it doesn't rinse through my washer as well as putting it into like a drum that would fill up. So I will put a link below here into the laundry soap we made. We made it for literally 15-20 years. That's all I used. You can go back to my, when you link to it, you can go to my blog and you can see what we did use, and I can show you pictures and how we used to wash. I used to wash cloth diapers in it and everything else, and it worked awesome. It was so great. Love that soap. We would have laundry soap making day. We make it in big giant 5-gallon buckets, and then I'd make smaller, scoop it out, make smaller ones. That was good soap. That was good soap, and it was super easy to make, so cheap to make. And then we moved here. We got a different washing machine. I started using it, and I was like, oh, I'd open the washer and there'd still be a chunk in my clothing, and I was like, can't do that. So I use high efficiency. My kids aren't little where they're sensitive to clothing anymore, so I just buy cheapy chemical soap. I know, not like a name brand where it's super strong. I just buy you guys have seen whatever it is, Walmart cheap one. It is chemicals, but you're picking and choosing what you want to do in your home. That's what we do. So we're not 100% all natural, but we are a whole lot better than we used to be, and that's made my life. And I can tell when I add more, and when I go to people's houses that use the chemicals, like how much more chemically it is. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So you pick and choose what you want. You want to do more in your home where your kids are at, then start switching over to vinegar. That's a great, cheap, inexpensive way to clean your home, wiping things down. Same thing with your windows. Try to doing that and see. Remember, after using the chemicals and switching to a natural, it's going to leave that film. It's going to take a few times of, defogging and cleaning up your mirrors and windows from that stuff. So, and the same thing with laundry. So whatever's easier for your family, whatever's best for your family. Even just not have, we used to use vinegar and the rinse. A lot of people use softener and softener sheets, things like that in their rinse. But like for a while I was mixing up a big jug of vinegar and lavender oil and putting that in the dryer or in the rinse to do for the dryer. And I'm like, it really didn't make a difference. I bought the dryer balls and used those, and I'm like, it didn't make it. I don't notice that my clothes are staticky often, and maybe it's the type of clothing we buy. I don't know. I just find like we don't have a lot of static. I don't know, like never have. Once in a great while, I'll get something in the winter and I'll be like, oh, that's really staticky, but not often. So we used to do the kids, the dryer sheets and put those in the dryer, and then like you put them on your hair to keep the static out, but those are so full of chemicals. And I know even my older kids, as they start doing laundry, you know, they start going to the grocery store and they're like, I want to have smelly soap and all these things. And so they do it and they buy the softener and that things and they start using it. And I say, that they're like, oh, it smells good. I say, yeah, but it's more just coating your clothing. That's all it's doing. It's coating your clothing and it's coating the inside of my dryer. So they've, you know, found different alternatives to what they want to use for cleaning their stuff. I said, put a little bit of vinegar in the rinse with some, you know, essential oils that'll help your stuff smell better too. And so just little steps that you can make to making things smell better. So we don't use any dryer sheets, or we do have, my mom had given us when she came to visit, and it was funny because she uses it, and that's fine, a lot of people do, and I could just smell the chemicals, and I was like, wow, that is strong. And it's interesting how when you don't have it, how like you just can smell it and the smell of it. And so I'm like, that is super, super strong. And so those we have stored up there because she gave them to us, and they're still there, big pack, but we'll use them when they come to visit. They'll have those for the dryer. But we just use our laundry soap, and that's it, which is cold water, and put them in the dryer. That's all we use. I don't have issues with static or any of that. So, and then I'm thinking anything else we use. I use dish soap. I just use a big, we do wash dishes, and I do use dishwashing tablets. They're not natural, they're not clean. You can make your own. I found that I think it's borax salt, and you can do a search on it, and baking soda mixing, but I do find that it does leave a film on your dishes. Sometimes you're limited. What are you gonna do? You can buy natural soap and do your dishes in it, and that's a great thing too. Rinsing is huge. Hot water. I always tell my kids, they'll like start doing dishes and I'll be like, if you're not using hot water, you're not cleaning anything. So trying to do it, but you just pick and choose what is important to you this week. So it's just chemical. It's chemicals you're buying. Look at the amount. We buy bleach. I have a bottle of all-purpose cleaner with bleach. You know why? Because we have mold here, and it's humid here in the south, and so things get moldy often, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And so I have to, because vinegar doesn't get rid of the mold. If I keep up on it, I don't have that issue. If I let it sit, I get mold. But I know things outside, like we'll store a cooler outside, or our grill. I opened up my grill and it was all moldy, and I was like, ugh, because of the moisture. So you have to try to keep up on it and eliminate it. If you don't, you're gonna have to resort to that. But I know I'll buy a bottle of bleach and it'll last me forever and a day, because the amount that we use is so tiny that we use it. And when we do use it, the kids are like, oh, what is that smell? You know, but I remember back in the day, we had rusty water. Back in Michigan, one of our houses had really bad rust, and I couldn't just use natural cleaners. I tried, but I had realized that I had to use some heavy, strong stuff to kill all that rust. So the proper thing would be to go back to like a proper water softener, a proper water filter in your home. But if you can't, you just do what you can do for your families. So you just got to pick and choose and try to use your best choice to get to that natural state. All right, so what is your challenge this week? It is to choose a natural cleaner, not the name brand. I'm talking about like going to Vinegar and just cleaning the source. Remember, after like I grew up on toilet bowl cleaners and all the stuff and all the smelly stuff, your flush smell, spick and span, and Mr. Clean and all those wonderful, delicious lemony scents. When you clean with that, you just feel like it's cleaner because you see the soap and the chemicals. It's squishy and soft, right? Like it's slippery. You feel like it's doing stuff. When you switch to a natural, it's more of like, okay, it doesn't foam up because it doesn't have the chemicals. It doesn't have all those bubbly things that are, you know, it's all chemicals. It's just an illusion to think it's clean. And then I realized it takes some time for your brain to reprogram and go, oh, okay, this is clean. It doesn't stink. When you clean your toilet, which is vinegar, you're like, okay, it's not all fluffy and bubbly like the cleaner was. I didn't see a blue streak in there when I cleaned, or I didn't do these things, or I just don't know. When you use a vinegar, straight vinegar, okay, you clean it, you clean up all the urine. I know that sounds gross, but you clean up the source of the smell, the source of the dirt, and then you're gonna have to go, okay, it's clean. It'll take your brain some time to reprogram to go, all right, I did a good job. This is clean now, but it takes some time to rethink that through. So this is gonna be one of those things you're gonna have to mentally get through, especially if you've been using name brand chemical cleaners and stuff in your home. Try it. Instead of spraying air freshener in the air, just find the source and get rid of the smell. That's the key. If it's carpet, clean your carpets. We did a lot of natural cleaners in our carpets, lots of vinegar through the carpet machine to clean out all the dirt and the chemicals in the carpets and things like that. So That's your focus this week, is to start choosing a little bit of natural. It's gonna take some time. Vinegar in a spray bottle is gonna feel like, it's not cleaning much, but do it for a few weeks and then go back and do a day of cleaning with the cleaner and then go, oh, it feels greasy. Oh, actually I'm coating my countertop with grease versus nothing, removing that grease. I promise you, it'll change your life and change your pocketbook and your lungs, your health. You'll be breathing in something natural versus chemicals that are not good inside of you. So we don't want breathing problems, right? And that all stems from what we're putting in the air around us. We have enough chemicals in this world. We don't need to add more in our home, especially where little kids are, especially where we're breathing stuff like that. So, all right, so that's your challenge this week. Switch to natural cleaners. Choose some. You don't have to go crazy. Just choose what's important to you. All right, I'm challenging this week, and I'm gonna be back next week with another Less Stuff, More Life. And then tomorrow, we're gonna have another video, Day in the Life. So you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.